Hi ho, nation, Harry here in the holiday season, and we're going around the community and having really fun conversations right now. Not so much transactional, but more strategic in nature. Today we're talking varieties of IT project management. I'll get to my guests in a moment, but I want to paint the picture. A lot of you know, I went to grad school for all the wrong reasons except one, and the one was I ended up studying project management. Now, the context was actually construction management. However, it transferred on day one to technology. And that's basically how I got my start. And then I became a system engineer and yada, yada, yada. So this is pretty special for me in terms of having a conversation with Matt Fox out of Vancouver, BC. So, sir, first introduce yourself, your company, and maybe a brief mention of your solution. Then I want to talk Kanban methodology. Go.
Okay, thanks, Harry. We are Kerkhof Technologies, like you said, out of Vancouver, BC. We've been around since I think 2007 as an MSP, actually. Like that is the bigger side of our business still.
Yep.
And we use ConnectWise and had all the regular MSP stuff, service side, project side, and with actually both of those, we were not satisfied with some of the tools that ConnectWise made available for managing work. And, we would see things like work that no one's touched it in 3 weeks, and we need to know about it, but there's no tooling that really that we were satisfied with that would help us understand and see things actually moving towards completion, or we'd end up with a lot of things that we've started and we just were finishing things too slow. So we knew about Kanban, and so we built out these Kanban boards. So that is our part of what we offer now is CW KanBan, which is
Yep.
Kanban boards for ConnectWise and Autotask.
So what I want to talk to you about is I want to talk to you about project management in general. So back in the day when I did it, it was critical path method and program evaluation and review technique. And those are older methodologies. Folks, you could actually see some of that play out in Microsoft Project. Then I was watching HBO Silicon Valley, a very popular series, and they had very basic Scrum being displayed with yellow stickies on a cork board where they moved the stickies across as tasks were completed. Now, Scrum is really cool. I use Trello. It doesn't do a great job of defining duration, but you know what, Matt? I don't always need duration, right? This is much more transactional, task oriented. With that, I've set the table. What is the Kanban methodology? It sounds like it's relatively close to Scrum.
Yeah, it is close to Scrum in that you could consider it one of the agile methodologies, and it kind of takes so if you consider some of the older methodologies and then compare them to Scrum, how Scrum you do planning in smaller chunks compared to older methods, maybe where you do all your planning up front, and then Scrum you do smaller chunks. Kanban, you could say, kind of takes that one step further, and you're just kind of constantly planning. There's not necessarily a specific time that you sit down and plan the next week or 2 weeks of work. In Kanban, as compared to Scrum, you can do it anytime. You do it all the time. When you have a queue of work that you need to do, if that queue starts to get kind of short, then it's time to do some more planning. And
Okay.
that kind of is bringing it, that one step further to be even more reactive and do what is really valuable to the organization, kind of just as you need it, without.
Well, wait a minute. So am I hearing, and I might have missed this, forgive me, am I hearing that you can prioritize the different cards? Because Trello doesn't really do that with Scrum. It doesn't do a great job of priority. Am I hearing that you have the ability to prioritize?
Yeah, and I would say it's mostly in how you use it. Because with Trello, you can put your cards in a certain order and they'll stay
Correct.
there. With Kanban boards, you can do that as well. You can prioritize your cards and they will stay in that order. But if you're going to be practicing Kanban, it puts emphasis on a stronger emphasis on following that priority. And so, if you have a list of 10 tickets to do, and if you take the fourth one in the list and start doing that one before the first and second and third, then you've done it wrong, because there should be somebody whose role it is to prioritize those tickets. And then when your engineers come in and need more work to do, they are expected to do what's at the top. Yeah, and maybe there can be some exceptions from time to time, but generally speaking, that's how you prioritize work. Is someone has the role of making sure that there is an ordered list of work, and the engineers come and take from the top.
Yeah, interesting. Like I say, this is a fascinating area to me, and I shared offline with you, and the listeners on this might enjoy this story that, here's the good and the bad of technology. Business models are always evolving, right? Like I'd be homeless if I was still doing Novell NetWare. So we have to recreate ourselves. And one of the things you can do mid-career, late career is take the corpus of knowledge you've acquired out in the field in your career and get into project management. That's actually valued, right? Because you have the context of what's going on with project management. And then the tools, quite frankly, the tools are relatively simple now. For the sake of argument, let's just say you could get up to speed with some of these tools in under a week. Okay, you don't need a 2-year degree.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an opportunity for people to recreate themselves. We have a longtime listener, longtime reader up by Rochester, Minnesota. She has done exactly that. So that's really cool. Well, Matt, I'll tell you what, I just wanted to catch a few minutes with you to talk about project management. What is the URL, if you don't mind, people could go to learn more about you and your solution?
Mm-hmm. Thanks. It's www.cwkanban.com, just CWKanban.com. And we have a button there to schedule a demo is the main thing that we like to do with folks. So we can show them explain how Kanban can help them.
Yeah, and that would be appropriate for project management to be demo based. So, well, hey, Matt, happy holidays to you, yours, and all your colleagues. We'll see you after the first of the year. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Harry. Bye-bye.